Guys, this is Dr. Tech, and today I'm going to show you how to make your very first app on iOS. So let's get started. To create our app today, we will be using something called Xcode. Xcode is a developing platform by Apple which will allow you to create applications for iOS, macOS, tvOS, and watchOS. So once you open Xcode, you will see this screen. On the right here, we'll show you your recent project, and on your left, we'll show you these three options. We will be using create a new project. Once you click on create a new project, you will see this screen. A single view application is what we will be using today. Make sure it's set on iOS. And we'll be naming our app my first app. And you can go ahead and add in your iCloud. Well, it's not necessary if you're going to use this inbuilt simulator, which I'll be showing you later. The organization name, it could be your own name or your company's name, and an organization identifier. So we'll be using Swift as our language today, and make sure you uncheck all of these. These two will be checked by default. Please go in and check them right away, and then click on next. We'll go ahead and save it on our desktop. Before we move on, let's get familiar with the interface right here. This right here is the editor area. This is where you will be editing your source code and the user interface. This is a toolbar. This is where you'll be running your app and also building it. This will also show you the information on the running apps. This is the navigator area. This is going to provide you quick access to multiple and various parts of your project. And this is the utility area. This will help you edit anything that is selected. For our first app, we won't be using any code. We will just move on to the user interface. So just click on main storyboard and you should be seeing this, a white blank screen. So you just click on this and you should be able to get options over here. Make sure it's selected on the attributes inspector. So over here you can change the background color, like I'll make it black here or even white. Let's leave it to white. Once you click here, you get your library pane. So you get this. Once you start scrolling down, you'll be able to see all the other options as well. So let's drag in a button here. This button can be programmable as well, but we won't be using any code for our very first app. And then just double click here. You can name your button whatever you want. Let's say start. And our button has been named start. Once we've added this button, let's add some constraints. This will help keep it at the same place. Just click on these red lines over here and I click add 4 constraints. There, you should keep it there. And now let's add another view controller. A view controller is another interface that you will be interacting with your app. So let's drag in a label here. And let's write here hello world. So now we have added hello world on the second view controller. So what I want this to do now is when we click start, it should be able to move to this view controller. All we have to do is right click and drag to the next view controller and click on show. So what this does is when you click on start, it will take you to this view controller. And now let's run it. Well, let's choose an iPhone 8 for our test and click run. it should say build succeeded, and the simulator should come up automatically. The simulator may take time to boot up, so let me just fast forward. So your app should have launched automatically and showed you this interface right here. So let's see if it works. Yes, it does. Congrats on your very first iOS app.